Hi, this is Jackie with Solutio. In this video, I'm going to show how to create what we call a collapsible list, such as how, like the sacraments page, if I click from one sacrament to the next, it expands that sacrament and collapses the others. We see this often also on some of our home pages. We'll do kind of a headlines or news type area where the first item has a snippet of what else comes after it, and then the next one all the rest on that view are collapsed. So how is that created? Whether that's on a landing page or whether that's on a subpage of the site. So first I've got a blank page here, and I'm going to go ahead and put this one here next to it as something we can use. If the category already exists or the information isn't brand new, there might be a category for it. If it is a brand new category, we'll just create that category either in the category manager or it can be created from the menu item, which is what I'm going to do here. I'm going to call this sample just for this purpose. Oops, actually that was to select an existing one. I'm going to create. Okay, I'm going to save and close that. If it has a relationship to other menu items, you might give it a parent. And the same thing here, you might give this a parent if it's related to other menu items. I'm working in a brand new, or going to be working, this will be a redesign eventually. I'm going to show you a couple of ways that this could be set up. I'm going to click Save and Close. So now I have a home menu item, and then I'm going to have, and this is, sorry, it's a brand new template. It doesn't look very pretty. And this is the FAQ. So both of those look here. It's just a blank page right now. So what could or should this look like? I don't need to be there. So I've got the menu item that I want to put it on. Let's see. Let's go to I'm going to go ahead and copy some articles into that category just so I can see it. Go to Category Manager. And this should be at the very bottom of the list, my FAQ one, FAQ sample. Right there. So I might take, I'm going to take a couple of these Lenten reflection articles. Whoops, I don't want to edit the category description. I want to go to the published articles here, even though the category is unpublished. And I'm just going to use a couple of these older ones as a copy, just so I have some content to work with. Obviously, you can create your content as you're going, but for simple purposes, I'm going to copy something here. I'm going to just grab, let's see, I want about 6 articles, I think. I'm going to batch, copy to the FAQ sample, copy, process. I know when I do a batch process of copying articles, it will set those articles to unpublished. So I do have to go to my category, my other category, and change their status. I'm going to click all of them and choose publish here. Okay, so I've got some content to work with. Sorry, just thinking through how I want to go about this. I'm going to go to the module manager then. I want to create new, or if one of these already exists, you could copy something that already exists. We're going to choose RokSprocket. RokSprocket module right here. So it says it's display content and dynamic visual layout. So the content's still going to be in the articles. This gives us the option to put the content in the module, but then if you want to make some changes to how that looks or is laid out, you have to recreate the content every time. So this is going to be my FAQ sample. Position, we're going to go ahead and put this one in main bar A for the time being. And I'll show you later how we can make it different. We're going to set the title to show. My assignment is going to be only on my home, right there. I only want it on the one page. So assignments is what pages of the website do you want it to show on, and you can choose all pages, no pages, only selected, and those all pages except selected from that drop down. The next setting we want to look at is what type of layout do you want to list? Since we're looking specifically at the collapsible option, this is the list module. Sometimes we'll do, I think it is sliders in a vertical format. Let me show you what that looks like real quick. Peter Schulte. So that looks like this. So you'll notice that it kind of slides up the picture as it changes. That's how that's done. That again is the sliders option, but you do have to have pictures for that. So we're going to focus on lists for right now. Joomla is our content provider, and we're going to click Create Module. I am going to choose to add a blank article at the top of this list. If I do that, it gives me the option of having nothing expanded when I first view the module on a page. So if it's a headline, it's usually not a good idea to use the blank article, but if it's an FAQ, it might be something you want to use. My filters, whoops, I do have to save my changes. I've noticed that if you like add items but don't save, sometimes it won't, if you make another change, it won't save your changes. So that's a good thing to practice, is constantly changing. I'm going to choose category from this drop down. And my category isn't parish headlines, it's the FAQ sample, which is all the way at the bottom of this list. Otherwise you can't see that in my video, but FAQ sample. And my sort rules, I like to set these to ordering, ascending. And then it's got my few pray with Holy Scriptures. You see those pulling in right here. I'm going to, at this point in time, I'm just going to click save. I'm going to go look at that and see what it shows up like on the website. And usually we want this to appear, some instances you might want these plus buttons to appear. Here's what the blank one looks like at the top of the screen. It still gives me that X, so I could still collapse the whole list. And that didn't exist on this Sacraments page. I don't have the option to click back to above confirmation to collapse it. But that's what that blank article is letting me do on that screen. And then of course I can arrow over if I wanted to be able to see all of these on the same screen in my module settings. I can do a couple of things here. I can say my previews for page, I can expand that to 10 and I'll see at least all of them, or I can decrease that. Strip HTML tags is a good practice because sometimes if a HTML tag is broken by a read more, like it's split apart by a read more, then it'll break the rest of the page or apply some funky formatting to the rest of the page. Or you can say no, but then you need to be able to see all of the article, and it doesn't need to just be limited to a certain number of words. If that's what's going to happen, we do want to usually set the default article link, the read more option, to none. None will make it not display. So let me save those changes and just go look and see what's different now. I see all of them. If I click on one, I see the whole article, and there's no option to click read more. And then I guess what else can I change here? If we want us to customize some of the styles or the settings, there are some different themes that you can choose from, but beyond that, we'll probably have to make those changes in the CSS or of the site, unless it's already something created within your site, and then try to copy what's already there. So that was modern. This is portrait. And that's what that looks like. So this one doesn't have the option with the drop-down arrows, but it is still available there. I'm going to go back to the default on this one, and I'm going to do a couple of things different. Since this is pulling from the category FAQ sample, and I put it on the home page, I want to, and by a module position, sometimes you'll want to put content above or below your FAQ, like your collapsible list. So I want to show you another way to apply it. I'm going to remove this module position. I'm going to change my assignments to no pages. And then this shortcode right here, bracket module dash 194 bracket, I'm going to copy that. I'm going to save and close this. Then in my articles, so the home is displaying the home category. I hope you're tracking. I'm sorry, I'm going pretty fast. And now there's nothing back on here. But if I look at the FAQ page, I should see each of those articles individually because they're in the category that that page is displaying. I'm going to create a new article. This is going to go on the home tab, and if I mess up the current home page, I'll fix it, I promise. I can type home category. Inside my inside the body of my article is where I'm going to paste in module 194. Now when I save that and refresh this page, it puts it there just like it would have been inside the article, the module itself. I do know that when I do that, it doesn't show the module title, and this is actually the article title here. But the effects are generally the same. It just gives me more flexibility to be able to add some content. I guess I should show you that example. What I mean by that is I might put some text prior to the module inside my article. So kind of some introductory text that isn't collapsed. So if that makes sense there, so you can give some instruction, but still have the ability to reduce it back down to just your list. That isn't exhaustive, but that's the generalities or the specifics of how you would set up a collapsible list, either in its own module position or within an article on another page of the website. I will say if it's within an article, so if I were to try to move this article that I just created to the FAQ sample page, it's there, but it's the first article on the list, and everything else is still below it. So in that instance, I would probably, in my categories, I would probably create a FAQ questions module or category that is a child of whatever page that's going to go on. And I realize that's probably the most confusing part right there. Okay, so now in my categories, my 7 articles are still there, but I want to move the 6 that are not the module, the bracket number inside of it, into that other category. Close this here. And I can still batch process that. Select all except for this one. Batch. Move one more time. If I do this, there's one more step to be cognizant of, otherwise it'll break. But you'll notice that this FAQ questions is not the same as FAQ sample, but they're still out here. In the module that we created, that's on no pages, so it should be here in the top of this list, FAQ sample right there. I'll just have to change this category here as well. The other thing that this would allow is that if I'm not displaying the whole article, but just the first 20 words, then if I save and close that, FAQ, and I have there's one more setting to change. Sorry about that. I needed to set the default link to default. And now when I expand this, I have the option for read more. When I click read more, it's going to display that by itself right there. So more information is available. Again, it's powerful. There's a lot that you could do with this. It's just you got to know what the settings are and where they're at. So I hope that's helpful. Let me know if you have questions. Thanks for watching. Take care and God bless.